Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session for Kyle's amazing Excel training. And today we are going to go over two very simple things today within Excel, and they are going to be sparklines and then a little bit more on conditional formatting. Now, I've gone over conditional formatting once before, but I thought I'd go a little bit more in depth about it. But first, I'm going to start with sparklines. Now, sparklines are basically like a mini graph that allow us to quickly see how something works. So right here I have some random data. The way I was thinking about it is the number of keystrokes within a month, and then I realized that it would definitely be way more than this, but we have some random numbers here. And since I'm on the topic of random numbers, I may as well show you how to create a random number in case you ever need it. And there's a function called equal rand between, and it just takes two functions. You just choose the bottom and the top, so you can. I'm just gonna, for an example, it does a random number in between -10 and 10, and every time that you do another one, it will continue to do other things. So even as you're doing other things, it will continue to do another random number. And the way that I've kept these the same is by copying them all and then pasting their values by doing this one. So now they will not change no matter what I do. But anyway, getting back to sparklines and how they work. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to click in the cell that I want this mini graph to show up in. And you go over to the Insert tab, and then there's this group called Sparklines. And I'll show you the three that are used here. First I'm going to get rid of, there we go. So for this one I'm going to click Line. And it creates this dialog box that the location range is where you want the sparkline to show up, and then the data range is what data you're doing. So I'm just going to do everything for Kathy here and hit enter. And this is what the sparkline does. It just shows a relative graph to how it thinks it should show. And you can change how it looks up here. So if we want it green, we can make it green. And it also does conform to however big the cell is. So we can go ahead and just switch that back to the way it was. And then we can always use the autofill to do it for the rest of the CSCs. So that way we can easily see, hey, it looks like in whatever this month is, everybody did a lot of keystrokes. And then the next type of sparkline that I'll show you is the column one. And again, we have location range and data range. And I'm just going to go ahead and click and drag over. And now we have another representative thing. And it's basically the same as the line one, but obviously it's bars. This can be used for other things as well. But again, we can do the click and drag down. And then it shows basically the same things as these ones up here, just in a different format. Another one that can be quite useful that's a little bit different than these two is a win-loss. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you here. The way I thought about this when I was making this example is how much money I could spend in a given month. And I have these random numbers set up differently. I believe mine is within -1,000 to +2,000. My father's bill is going to be a little bit higher than mine, I believe. And then my little brother Joey, he has a little bit less money than both of us, so I tried to do something similar. So again, I just did that insert and then win-loss sparklines. And again, you can go up and change the way it looks to match whatever theme you want. But obviously, the ones that are on the upper half are wins, while the ones on the lower half are losses. So I'm going to click and drag down, and now we can see what months we spent money and which months we made money or saved money. So then those are those three for Sparklines. So the next thing I said I was going to go over is conditional formatting. And the way I'm going to show this off is I'm going to highlight all the cells that I want to conditional format. And basically what I'm going to be doing is I want to, out of this data, pick out which few have the highest keystrokes. So I'm going to conditional formatting, top and bottom rules, and then I'm going to go to top 10 items. So, and then I'm going to do a green fill on those. So that way I know that they're the highest. And I'm only going to do, let's say, the top 3. So then this dialog box is very helpful. Hitting OK. And now we know that these 3 are the highest out of all of these without really having to do much more than that. And we can also do the bottom. So we can do bottom 3. We can this time I'll do it with the red. So now we can see which ones are lower, which ones are higher, so on and so forth. And there are many other things. You can also do percentiles, above average, below average, and then this highlight cell rules we can also do. So highlight cell rules, and we can just do if it happens to be equal to a let's just pick a random one here, 16,325. We fill it in with a yellow fill. So now this one here got highlighted because we've picked that one. And we can always go back into, once we have these rules set up, we can go to manage rules and we can see all that we've done. So we've done a top 3 for the green, we've done a bottom 3 in the red, and then we did the exact value for that one. And we can always change around in what order these appear. For this scenario, it doesn't matter, but let's say that I went back into here and the cell value, I changed it to equal this one right here. So the 28,270. Hit OK. And hit apply. Now, right now, because of our hierarchy, it's going to choose that it is going to become green first, because it's before the yellow one. But let's say that we push this yellow one up and then hit apply. It's now yellow because the yellow one's above the green one. It goes through a checklist and it says, is it in the bottom 3? Nope, don't make it red. Then it goes down to the next one. Is it equal to 28,270? It is. Okay, make it yellow. And even though it is in the top 3, it already colored it yellow, so it doesn't do it again for the top 3 in green. And you can always make new rules from here, and you'll get this dialog box that is the same as this one. Another very helpful tool within this, I'll use this data set here to do that, is these color scales. And I'm just going to go ahead and pick a random one. And it goes ahead and colors every single one. Now, this is basically a gradient from, I believe, green to red to based on how high it is. So the darkest reds are going to be the lowest ones. And as you can kind of tell, our lowest numbers here are the most red. And then the highest ones are the most green. And then it goes in between, going through yellow and this orangish color. And we can always change that too. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight these again, manage rules, and we can choose what sort of gradient we have. So we can have the lowest value be maybe we don't want to see them at all because who would want to see bad numbers? And then we'll change this to white. And then we can also change the middle percentile. And you can also change what sort of number is in the middle. So you can choose a definitive number, and you can just choose, we'll just pick a random one here, 21,889, and now that will be that color. So it looks kind of weird, but 2189 is going to be that yellow color we just picked. So we'll go back into that manage rules. and then go back into the editing of that, and we can just choose a percentile, so we can just go back to 50, and now we'll hit apply again, and the colors did change again, just as we planned. Go back into here, and maybe actually let's go down into this one, just so that way it doesn't get too confusing here. So, and then there's icon sets as well. Now these ones are kind of predetermined, just like our yellow and black ones here. So for this, we can let's do these arrows here. So this one takes into account all the numbers within here and tries to put it into a same sort of gradient, except it only uses three icons. So the highest ones, it looks like, are going to be the green arrows, and then the lowest ones below a certain percentile, I'm sure, is going to be red, and then anything in between is yellow. But just to make sure, let's go into our manage rules and edit this rule here. And it looks like that anywhere in between the 33 and the 67% is going to be that yellow. But anything above 67 is going to be the green, and we can always change this. So let's say we want just a 50-50 split. We can just do 50, and then 50 here as well. Actually, we might have to do something a little bit better here. Hit OK, hit apply, and now all of them should be either green or red, based on the 50th percentile. So it's just finding all the numbers, finding the lowest and the highest, going down the middle, and then seeing which numbers are above and which numbers are below. That's all it's doing. Now let's say that you wanted everything to be yellow, but you wanted just the highest and the lowest. Then we can just do 99 and 1, hit apply, and now we have the lowest and we have the highest. While everything else is yellow, and that way we can easily pick out that. And it's really however you wish to do that. We can do a new rule and do any one of these really. And they're pretty self-explanatory. Many of them have a drop-down menu, so you can choose either top or bottom or whatever you would like. And with that, I think that is everything I wanted to cover. Hopefully all of these videos have been very helpful. I will be sending out some homework here in a little bit to kind of test everybody. But as I will describe in the email, this homework will be basically open book, as I call them. And that means you can use all of these videos, you can use any resource you want online, because hopefully you will have these resources to you in the future as well. If you ever have a problem, you may absolutely reach out to me, reach out to the wonderful Google, and we can figure it out for you. But that homework will be going out next week sometime. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and thank you very much.